For today's Maker Advent, we go back in time. Back to 2009 when younger Les first saw an Arduino. It was a time before the Raspberry Pi. It was a time before I knew what I was doing. In fact, that time still hasn't come. So, 2009, I'm at Lug Radio Live in Wolverhampton. It was the last one, and it was a predecessor to OggCamp, which was the day after. And I saw a talk on Arduino. And I thought, that looks interesting. It was all serial ports and messing around. I wasn't too enamoured, but it was interesting, the content. Fast forward a few years later, and I got into the maker ethic. So I wanted to build stuff and make LEDs blink and buzzers buzz and all that sort of thing. So Mrs. P bought me an Arduino kit for Christmas, and there is that Arduino from about 2010, no, maybe about 2011 actually. It's old. It's a release 2 Arduino Uno. Got it, made some lights blinky, made some buzzers buzz, but then sort of fell out of love with it for a bit. Then Raspberry Pi came along, and this isn't the Raspberry Pi, but it's a Raspberry Pi Linux computer, and I thought, yep, I'll have a bit of that, let's play. And that's what set my career off all them many moons ago. So while this is important to me, this is what keeps me, I paid the mortgage, this is what started me off. So when Arduino announced they're bringing out a limited edition mini version, like those SNES and NES mini consoles from a few years ago, I thought, why not? And yeah, there's the box. Uno Mini limited edition. Very nice box, very, it's like a nice little chocolate box but full of electronics. And I'm going to open this up now. I've not powered it up at all. So let's see what we have. I'm going to open it up off camera, so it's a bit fiddly. But there is the cover gone. Let's put that on that pile. Arduino logo. And let's open the lid to look at the chocolatey goodness. Right. So we get the signatures, the people involved. There's a serial number A946. Would have preferred A113. That's an Easter egg for all the Toy Story fans out there. But that is to Arduino Uno Mini limited edition. So let's get out of the box, and I haven't found a nice way to get out of the box apart from sort of jab my finger in here and pull it out. There we go. That's the size of it. Now to give you a rough idea of size, those squares are 1 centimetre, 10 millimetres. So we're looking at just over 30 mil length and probably just about the same in height. Well, yeah, that way. So about 30 something, about 32 and about 30 that way, do you reckon? Yeah, no, about 28 actually. Looking at the overhead camera, which is better. So let's put an Uno next to it. Yeah, it's a bit smaller. USB-C, USB printer cable thing that I never liked, but sturdy. No DC jack, but I'm not really fussed about that. But let's have a look at the pins. You'll see, let's bring the Arduino back in. If I take these covers off, they're like 0.1 pitch, almost. Looks like it. And you can get your breadboard wires in, that's no problem there. But it's a bit of a squeeze when you've got a lot. So anyway, let's plug it in, let's see what happens. Hopefully no smoke, because that'll be €40 down the drain. In fact, let's go to the image so you can see what it looks like close up. €40. Nice little board, looks nice, black and gold, classic. It's an Atmel 18 Mega 328p controller, 16 megahertz, 2 kilobytes of SRAM, 32 kilobytes of flash, and 1 kilobyte of EEPROM. Oh, length 34, width 26. There you go. Max current per pin is 20 milliamps, so that's more than enough to light an LED. Input voltage limit is between 6 and 12 volts, but circuit operating voltage, so the logic of the chip, is about 5 volts. I'm on the second cup of coffee, alright? It's early. I2C, SPI, UART, PWM, it's just a shrunk down Arduino. But it actually works. Well, it says on the pack it doesn't, plugged it in yet, so let's do a jump cut and I will plug in and we can have a look at it. Jump cut. Right, jump cut over. And you'll see the Arduino Mini is on the desk. There it is, and it is blinking away. When I plugged it in, I'm using Windows 10 at the moment, it identified itself as an Uno Mini rather than an Arduino Uno, so that's cool. It knows it's something different. Not done any work with the Arduino IDE to identify who it is yet, so I'm going to see what happens. Let's go to Tool, Board, Arduino Uno, AVR boards, Arduino Mini has come up. So let's select that. So it's already running the blink sketch. COM45 I think. Let's just do a quick check. You won't see this on camera, but I can see it here. So yeah, 45 is this one. Yep, so we've got blink running and it's one blink, so every second. So I'm just going to change it to 10th of a second. So somewhere for 1,000 to 100. Verify my code works. Should hope so. Only change two numbers and upload. Bingo, we have blink. Sorted. So it acts just like a normal Arduino. Now I'm going to do a jump cut because that's so small with my old tired eyes on a Saturday morning. I can't see where pin 13 is and I want to plug in this LED. So, jump cut. Plug the LED into pin 13. We're using an LED built in the code right now. So let's just change LED built in to 13. And here. And here. Compile, yep, that went through okay, and flash the code. Should see LED flash. Anybody else not seeing red LED flash there? Yeah, I'm not seeing it either. One moment please. Yes, those pins are very hard to see. I plugged it into ground and ground, because ground is next to pin 13 on an Arduino. Yeah, it's on this one as well. There you go, LED built in is actually LED 13 anyway on these little boards. So there we have it. It blinks. It's a nice little novelty. I quite like it. Am I going to use it in a project? Probably not. It'll probably go on a shelf to remind me of what I've achieved in this decade and a bit. Should you buy one of these if you're starting out in Arduino? No. What should you buy? Well, a proper Arduino, full size one. Obviously you get one like that, or Cytron Maker Uno. If you're a complete newbie, these are fantastic for getting started. So what's Arduino's Mini's real selling point? Nostalgia. It's great, I love it, but it's there for nostalgia. It's not there for a real project. It's there to look good on the shelf, like those SNES Minis and NES Minis. But I do like this. Anyway, I promised to show you what the underside was like, so bear with me, I'm going to flip it over. So the underside of the board, I've had to just do a quick jump cut because I have some blue tack holding it down onto the desk because it's so light. There it is, you've got the pin numbering on the back so you can see what's what, which is really handy. I mean, considering it is quite small pins. Have fun with it, buy one if you're a fan like myself, play with it, stick it on a shelf, enjoy looking at it and remind yourself of what you've achieved with such low power hardware. And then what you achieved when you took your career forward a bit more. Alright, that's all for today. See you later.